All right, hi guys. So today we're going to be presenting the RJVAYLA Equity presentation. My name is Rajvi Kumar, and Maya and I will be talking about our experience at RJVAYLA. So to begin with, as I said before, my name is Rajvi, and I'm an RJ intern for Vela New Orleans. And I'm a sophomore at Tulane University, majoring in neuroscience, and I'm on the pre-med track. I became interested in reproductive justice first after listening to this very interesting podcast by Repros Fight Back, and they really got into people's personal stories about how their reproductive rights were fringed upon, and that made me really invested in this idea. So I hope that I can take what I learned from this internship and also my own interest in reproductive justice in a future career as an OBGYN. And I just hope that like the passions that I have about reproductive justice, as well as my experience with this internship, and can help inform, advocate, and engage with others.
So I'm Maya, and I'm a sophomore at Tulane University as well, and I'm pursuing a dual degree in ecological and evolutionary biology and dance. And I first became interested in reproductive justice after I came to college, and I realized how much my sex education was lacking back at home. And I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. We were only taught abstinence. And I just realized that it's so important to have a sex positive environment where you can talk about sex openly and ask questions and get factual responses. And so, interestingly, RJ Vela actually has an initiative where it tries to create an open space to talk about sex and talk about reproductive justice as a whole. But it also does it through the AAPI lens, which I think is just more personal to me. And it's really interesting to see how you can kind of combat and look at reproductive justice through the lens of the AAPI community and see how being part of that culture affects the way you learn about sex.
Okay, so I'm going to be going into one of our major projects that we did this semester. So we did these ginger roots workshops, and I actually attended one of these before I was an intern. I was really invested in the stories that other people had, and I felt really empowered after I was able to tell my own story. So when I was able to have this opportunity to work on these workshops, it felt amazing that I could use what I knew to help others reclaim their own narrative. So we basically wanted to create this safe space for young New Orleans students to reclaim their bodies and their narratives and their experiences. So some of the themes that we had for past workshops were sex myths, to the person I loved before, and body image. So our main job as reproductive justice interns was to promote these workshops on our social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, various group me's and organizations that we're a part of. And we also created these promotional graphics that you see on the slide. And it was quite a fun project to be a part of. And we learned a lot about graphic design and especially utilizing Canva for that. So that was very fun. And so we hope that these events would gather a decent turnout and that people would be willing to share their stories and create this sort of area of open and difficult conversation with us. But we felt as if this approach could have been done a little differently. So Maya and I decided that we wanted to sort of use medias that young people are more so a part of now. And so we decided that we could create these same difficult and open conversations on one of the most popular social media apps right now, which is TikTok. And Maya will go more into that right now.
So yeah, as part of our initiative, we decided to start a company TikTok to create videos with little snippets of information surrounding reproductive justice. And the first TikTok we made was on debunking common myths about sex. So here's the video. I'm just going to show it to you all because it'll make a lot more sense.
Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep.
So That was our TikTok video. And the night that we published it, it actually went viral and now it has over 1.5 million views. Unfortunately, however, the real reason that it spread so quickly was not because people necessarily liked the message that we were spreading. Instead, they kind of focused on questioning every fact. And Rajvi and I believed that the content that we were sharing was self-explanatory, but that may just be because we run in circles where this is talked about. But most of the comments actually questioned the facts that we listed. And additionally, a lot of the people who commented, instead of engaging with the information, talked about our looks and asked us about our sex lives and kind of made us feel like we were being personally targeted. So the response to the video was so negative that we actually decided to post a clarification video explaining some of the scientific reasoning behind the information that we had shared. And because this video wasn't as controversial, it didn't gain the same traction that our first one did. It didn't go viral, but it just kind of reminded me how the information that we consume through media can be extremely misinterpreted. And even though our video was fact checked, it was grouped into a category of like videos that anyone can post anything to, because we posted it on TikTok. And this probably decreased the credit it was given. So it just kind of reminded us that we need to be extremely wary of the information that we get, especially if these sites and media platforms are kind of becoming the main source of sex education and media. So we learned a lot this year from our internship, and we're actually both staying on next year to continue some initiatives, and we're actually working with one of our fellow reproductive justice interns to do a podcast. So we just want to say a quick thank you to Dr. Claire Daniel. Thank you for giving us this opportunity and continuing to teach us more about reproductive justice.
We also want to thank Ellen Liu, who is our main supervisor for VAYLA New Orleans, and she really gave us like a head start on exactly what our goals were, and she really pushed us to go above and beyond, and she was a great supporter of our TikTok and any ideas that we had. So we just want to give a big shout out to Ellen Liu as well.
And thank you to Divya. Divya was a senior reproductive justice intern, and she's the one who's actually the head of the podcast initiative that we hope to get started on next year. So thanks for showing us the ropes, Divya.
And finally, we'd like to thank the Donna and Richard Esteves Fund for Reproductive Rights and Reproductive Health for being able to fund us for this amazing opportunity. Thank you so much. And we're really excited for what RJVAYLA has for us next semester.